Can YouTubers make good music? We all know that YouTubers are notorious at making bad music. I don't have to go really far to find an example of a YouTuber making bad music.
That's what the mask is.
The topic of YouTubers that make bad music has been beaten to death. Every commentary channel on YouTube has probably made a video about how Jake Paul made bad music or KSI made bad music. But what I didn't really see a lot of is people talking about the YouTubers that make good music, or the YouTubers that made the bad music and ended up releasing good songs. There's a few examples of YouTubers that make good music, were YouTubers and ended up just pivoting their career to become artists. People like Quadeca, James Marriott, I would say. Who else? DDG. I haven't listened to much of James Marriott, but I have listened to a few Quadeca songs. To say his music is good is an understatement. In my opinion, there are two types of good YouTuber music. Good YouTuber music type 1 is people who make comedy music but are actually good at making music, so their comedy jokes just end up sounding good. Good type 2 is when there's a YouTuber that wants to seriously release music because they have a passion for music and it ends up sounding good. There's also a third type where there's like comedy artists that should end up releasing music that's serious because they're just so good, but we'll get into that. Now hear me out. Danny Gonzalez releases comedy songs, hence why he's in good type 1. But he also knows how to make music. There's two reasons why Danny Gonzalez's songs are good. They're funny and they're good. From his Vine days, you could tell that Danny Gonzalez is a multi-talented creator. He was good at visual effects, he was good at video editing, comedic timing. His musical talent is the one that goes the most unrecognized. Even though most of his songs are jokes, they are some very, very high quality jokes. You can really tell that he knows how to make a good song and that he enjoys making music, even though he hasn't released since 2022. But what he has released isn't bad. Now, as I keep going further along the script, I'm kind of realizing that my argument is not the strongest, but I can give you a few examples of songs that are good. In 2020, he released a song called My Dad Is Rich, and if this weren't a joke, if this legitimately weren't a joke, this would have been such a good song. I would actually put it in my playlist if it weren't a joke. His flow throughout the song is just actually mesmerizing. It's such a short song, but it's so well paced, and it's someone who's an amateur, someone who doesn't know what he's doing, doesn't make songs like this. And he actually has a few bars in here that are genuinely good.
First grade I had a bully, he was straight dissing. Asked the principal for help, but he wouldn't listen. Told my dad, next day they were both missing. Like Shape of Water, they were sleeping with fishes.
And also in 2019, he released an EP called Bump This, which consists of 6 songs, which are all good. Like, they aren't bad because of the production or because of the mixing or the structure. They aren't bad at all, if I'm being honest. The only thing holding it back is that it's comedy music, and comedy music doesn't go so far. But these songs are genuinely so good where I'm confused why people don't give him a bunch of praise for stuff like this, and that he doesn't continue going down this music path. Even just the first song off this EP is still stuck in my head while I was re-listening to a bit of his catalog. Life's not fair. Dude, it's good. It's good. That's what's annoying. It's good music. Like, this guy knows how to make a good song. And I really believe if Danny Gonzalez were to uproot his whole career and become a musical artist, he could actually go somewhere. I know I'm saying in like a comedic way, but I genuinely believe this. Like, he actually knows. He's very good at even just a few songs he's released. He's very good. Like, these songs are very good. And I know this is literally the beginning of this video and I already sound a bit crazy, but you guys gotta bear with me. Also, the whole Fox season thing is really hilarious. It's amazing how a guy, like, it's just a random guy that looks just like Danny Gonzalez, has Danny Gonzalez's voice, just popped up on TikTok, and TikTok believes it's Danny Gonzalez, but I know the truth. I know the truth. Fox season is not Danny Gonzalez. I believe you. I believe you, Danny. If we're assuming Fox season is Danny Gonzalez, That's what Big Garmin wants us to think. Even the Fox season songs, for being jokes, were well produced and well made. And again, just everything he does, you can tell this guy knows how to rap, knows how to write, and knows good song structure. Which it's annoying because it's such a low bar for YouTubers. This is just such a low bar. But anyone who exceeds that bar does get kind of praise from me. Not really praise, but I just like to shine light on it. For context, I make music too. Very bad music, okay? It hasn't gone anywhere. But I've mixed and mastered a lot of songs. So I kind of know what makes a good song and what doesn't. So, well, no one listens to your music, so are you sure you know what you're doing? Fox season went ahead to drop 2 other songs besides Circus. Nepo Baby is probably the funniest song he's released. Fox season, not Danny Gonzalez. The fuck am I doing? I don't know how I'm gonna transition, so transition.
Shut your bitch ass up.
The question of can YouTubers make good music can be answered by these 2 clowns on the internet. They are in the same boat of Danny Gonzalez, or Danny Gonzalez is in the same boat of them, or they're both sync. I don't know, but they also release comedy music, and this is blatant comedy, where even like the mix and master of the song kind of complements how stupid they sound. The beats are just really bombastic, idiotic beats, which is not a bad thing, obviously. And even though these days Smosh is less of just 2 YouTubers and more of a conglomerate, a very good one, I might say, it doesn't take away from the fact that these guys made some absolute bangers and are still sort of making bangers. People still talk about the Assassin's Creed 3 song, okay? And even in the modern era, as soon as Anthony came back, for some reason they decided to drop a song with Baby No Money, which is very questionable.
She tame me like a doggy, call me her Weimer. She make me bust atomic, I call her Sloppenheimer.
That's how I'd put it. Questionable. In the same vein as Smosh, you have Ryan Higa. So this is going like a spectrum right now. I'm gonna put it like this. On one side is Danny Gonzalez, and one side is Smosh. Okay? Smosh, they're good music. The actual content of the song is just so ridiculous that you can't listen to it like you would a song. Danny Gonzalez the content is ridiculous, but the way the songs are made is they sound like actual songs, okay? Very confusing. It makes sense in my head, I think. But Ryan Higa would be smack dab in the middle of this little spectrum that I made. Ryan Higa made a lot of songs. Nice Guys, Bromance, Ignored, SWG. Dude, this one's a banger. SWG is an actual banger. You hear? That part of his music kind of smoshes into the Smosh part, huh? What I'm really interested in is Ryan Higa's pet project called BGA. I don't know if any of you remember this. Probably none of you remember this, but Ryan Higa this was a big deal back in the day. BGA has dropped 2 songs. And when the first one came out, Ryan Higa did some insane marketing for this. So Ryan Higa and 4 others created this K-pop group where essentially in the beginning, I guess Ryan didn't want it to come off as him trying to take it serious. It was obviously a joke. The chorus of this song is like, I have to shit. The first song was genuinely like a comedy song, but they really did put a lot of marketing in this. If you know anything about K-pop, you know, like back in the day when this was released, K-pop bands released behind the scenes of the music video, behind the scenes of the recording, dance practice, dance versions, and these guys went full in on that. Now, I want to say it's for the joke, but deep down, I want to believe that he was trying to make this something big. Especially with the second BGA song. It wasn't advertised as much, but that song is barely a joke. It's legitimately barely a joke. The lyrics are just like, if the translation is correct, the lyrics are like a normal song. It's the music video where most of the joke is, or all of the joke is, if I'm being honest. In K-pop terms, even the first song was very good. The instrumental is so good at that song. Like, if I'm being honest, the instrumental of Dong Saide is the reason I produce music these days, or got started in music production back in the day. But this second song in like K-pop terms was just good. Like, it really fits in with the style of K-pop that was present back in the day. I really think Ryan was trying to test the waters with trying to become an actual artist with this. I want to say it's my headcanon, but the way they presented this song, I feel like if they kept going with BGA, there's a very good chance they would have literally transitioned into just being actual artists. Ryan, I just want to say, I'm on to you. I know what you're trying to do, okay? Moist Critical, aka Penguin Zero, aka Charlie, doesn't seem like the guy who would make metal music. Actually, he doesn't seem like a guy who would make music at all. Actually, I don't even know what type of guy he is. I don't know him. But the music he releases under his band, comprised of him and Troy McCubre, I'm butchering names today. Charlie and Troy McCubre make some of the most high quality shitposts I have ever heard in my life. For context, The Gentleman is a metal band. My favorite genre is rap. The songs that The Gentleman were releasing were just insane. It's legitimately insane how good these songs are. The concepts of most of their songs are jokes. 2019 Guy is about a guy being a cuck. Skynut is about a world where our ejaculation fuels their automation. Just the instrumentals of these songs, the vocals, the production of these songs are legitimately like, obviously there's metal YouTubers that make good music. Obviously you got your Jared Dyans and your Nick Nocturnals who make good metal music. But for a YouTuber with the most monotone voice on the internet to release some of the most, for a YouTuber, best metal I've heard, like songs like I Am Truth legitimately wouldn't sound out of place in a Bring Me the Horizon album. And I'm not even saying that as like an exaggeration. I Am Truth is such a good song, okay? If the concepts of their song weren't stupid, okay, they could be a huge, like legitimately huge metal band. Like, it's just so good. Like, I want to listen to I Am Truth right now. I'm gonna listen to it right now. Even though he didn't have the most success with this project, due in part to him not really promoting it, at least not from what I've seen, he kind of just drops the music video on his channel and then just dips, which is very unfortunate because this deserves all the love and recognition. I'm sure there's a lot of fans like me who would love for this project to continue in any capacity. Charlie, I'm begging, please. I hate modern metal. I legitimately do. I can make a whole video about that. I hate modern metal so much. Okay.
I'm in the thick of it, everybody knows.
Now, put your pitchforks down, okay? KSI's music reputation is in the gutter. It's below the gutter. It's the ancient Victorian roads which we've paved over, okay? After KSI released the travesty known as The Thick of It, his reputation as an artist and as a person in general just went down the absolute shitter. He just got instantly labeled as another YouTuber making garbage music, which is really unfortunate in my eyes, since The Thick of It was a lot of people's first introduction to KSI as a musical artist. Well, don't worry, KSI, I'm here to defend you. Maybe not defend. I'm here to let you know that KSI has made good music. KSI had a lot of songs before his first studio album. He released a whole EP with his friend Randolph, which had some less than stellar tracks. Back in the day, they were pretty good songs, especially for a YouTuber, where KSI's previous songs were all just diss tracks, and he always showed like a passion for music even in those diss tracks.
Aries looking down on the boy, feeling like he had a talk. Now you better listen, cause this nigga never wanted Hippodrome, but I gotta let him know you're a flop. Not a single boom with 4 records on the trot. Now the little band was mad that his records never popped.
Where his music career really starts is with his first studio album, Dissimulation. Now the thing is, by this point KSI had all the money and all the fame in the world. He put his all into promoting this album, and I was there for it. Boiling the simulation down, it's inoffensive. There are some horrible songs in this album. And this suffers the same fate as his first EP, where most of the songs are dated. Back in the day, if he asked any fan, once the dust settled after everyone was super hyped that he released this, and it went number 2 on the Billboard or UK music charts, everyone's sentiment towards the album was, he has potential. Even the great Melon, who I will get into later in this video, said that this album has potential. This guy has potential. From his second album onwards, KSI really began to get into his element. He really found his footing as an artist, which it was kind of nice to see, because you don't really get to see an artist start up and evolve these days. You kind of just see them at their peak and then you follow them from there. But this, especially for me, was like the first artist where I'm seeing them kind of build themselves up brick by brick, which is why I have this bit of like fondness for KSI's music. But back to the topic, this album doesn't really have a bad song at all. It has some forgettable songs, I'll give you that. I don't think anyone, even the biggest KSI fan, wants to listen to something like, I don't know, Rent Free off the album. Does anyone remember that song? I haven't. Wait, what is this?
I don't worry about you. You say you don't fuck with me, but my name's on the tip of your tongue.
This album wasn't trying to tell a story. It didn't really have synergy, which is its biggest downfall. Even though it's called All Over the Place, this album was legitimately all over the place. It didn't feel like any of the songs were made in the same studio session. It does at points come off as manufactured, because if I'm being honest, this guy had all the money in the world and all the connections in the world, so his album came out feeling manufactured. He probably got the best pop marketers, music marketers on the planet. He got collabs from 21 Savage, Future, Youngblood, Anne Marie, Bugsy Malone, Lil Durk. Oh my god, Lil Durk. He probably wouldn't even have to have paid most of these guys, because they probably saw the reach KSI had, especially at that time, the COVID era, and were like, this could really boost our popularity, which I wouldn't say it did. So if any of these rappers didn't get a bag, there's a lot of good in this album, and there's a lot of good from KSI past this. You can tell KSI has what it takes to make good music, but you can tell that him being a YouTuber is overshadowing his progress and prowess as a musical artist. My personal favorite song of this album is No Time. It was the teaser that came out for it was legitimately insane when you first heard it. It's such a nice sounding hook.
I stay focused on my trip, I'm flying, you stay lying, I ain't lying. Shit, you say I can just read your mind, zero mind. I stay shining, ain't no dimming over here.
Even if the rest of the album, even if this album also is starting to become dated, but this song is still in my like rotation in my playlist. In fact, there's a lot of songs in my playlist from KSI which I refuse to remove because I will not give in to the pressure, goddammit. This album also had the song Holiday, which is legitimately his most mainstream song. This song legitimately went mainstream, okay, in the UK, okay, but it did in fact go mainstream. To this day, people really call it the best KSI song because it's unlike anything he's made before, unlike anything he probably is gonna make. Every song he releases constantly tops the last, which is indicative of progress. The reason I'm defending this guy so much is because he is just over-hated, okay? The Thick of It deserved its hate. It probably deserved even more. It was legitimately like Baby's first song. I don't know why he decided that was a good song. It really overshadowed all the good music he made. Like Catch Me If You Can is so good. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I like that song, okay? The bridge on that song, the pre-chorus on that song, his vocal layers are so well done. The beat production is so good. The mixing and mastering is all good. Of course, if you have all the money, he doesn't do any of that himself, but it just sounds good. And it doesn't sound like YouTuber music because it isn't YouTuber music. It's music. And I don't know why I'm still defending him. I think I've been defending him for the past 20 minutes, if I'm being honest. But stop hating KSI. Whatever you say, you can hate him as much as you want. It's good. Now on to the reason I made this video. Rom-com is a masterpiece. NakeyJakey is one of those creators where you kind of forget he exists, and then he randomly drops the most amazing video you've ever seen in your life, the most well-researched, most thought-provoking, most unique video you've seen in your life. This guy made an hour-long video about CS2, and it was interesting. I hate that game. I hate that game with a passion, but he made me sit my butt down and watch that video for an hour. Most people know NakeyJakey for his exercise ball, but what some people don't really talk about is that he's also a genuinely amazing artist. And when I say amazing, I mean genre-definingly amazing. I mean, this guy made me almost want to quit music production because some of his beats were like so good. I stumbled on Romcom after he uploaded his latest CS2 video, which ended up leaving me to binge a lot of his older videos, which I hadn't done before. And while I was going through it, I saw a music video for Drive Off a Bridge. Now, the music video itself is gorgeous. For how simple of a music video it is, something about how it's edited and how it looks and how it feels is just so good. That's the way I would put it. It just makes me feel good looking at it. Like, it's so high quality looking yet so amateur. Like that perfect balance between everything. Even with how good the music video is, the main thing that captivated me was this guy's production quality. He produced this whole album and did all the vocals for this album, which made me feel like I don't know shit about music production. Like I said, it made me genuinely want to quit music production. I could make a whole video just on how beautiful this song is, just how beautiful the sample selection is. The fact that the Gran Turismo start sound is in the background and the shadow of the Colossus strings are throughout this song, it's something you just don't hear. Not even a YouTuber, you don't hear regular artists pull off shit like this, okay? And I know this video is about YouTubers that make music, and even though Jakey is a YouTuber, I feel like his true calling is making music. He references throughout this album that he's been making it since 2016, and it really does show. Every song is perfect. Not in the sense that Fantano would rate it 10 out of 10, even though he should. And while writing the script, I wanted to search what Fantano rated it, and I realized he didn't even rate it. He kind of brushed it off and just said, meh, this song's garbage. Like, he legitimately heard. Wait, let me show you what he heard, okay?
Jesus Christ. What happened to driving 84? Drive to the Drive Off a Bridge store. What happened to I'm gonna go 81, drive off the bridge for fun?
Every song in this album is taken to its fullest potential. The fact that Jakey produced this whole album is the most mind-boggling part about this whole ordeal. Every song transitions so perfectly into each other. The production is so clean and punchy, and everything is in the pocket. Everything feels like it belongs there. There's not a single sample in here that feels out of place. If you are to listen to this album, you need to listen to it with a pair of good headphones with a large soundstage, because the way Jakey utilizes the soundstage in his music production is actually insane and actually inspiring. I really want to hear more music like this, and the fact that he hasn't really dropped anything past this is so unfortunate. I have yet to listen to the rest of his catalog, but this album was just so it legitimately like changed my outlook on like music production and how I want to go with my music career. It's that good. It's just that good. Also, Fantano's reaction is just so annoying. Most of the time, I don't see where he's coming from for any of his ratings that he gives. But for this one specifically, I'm actually so confused why he immediately brushed it off like it was the worst thing he's listened to. I literally do not see where he's coming from. What type of music is this man into? I have yet to figure out. I can't do this album justice with how good it is. especially in one segment of a larger video, I don't have the writing skills, I don't have the video skills to make a whole video about how good this album is, even though I want to. But I feel like I will never be able to do it justice. I encourage all of you guys, whoever's watching this video, to watch the video on Romcom by jcox98. When I initially heard Drive Off a Bridge, I immediately called I called my friend and I had to show him this, and we were both just silent the whole time. Didn't have a reaction. We were just, it's mesmerizing. That's the only way to put it. It's mesmerizing. There's a lot of YouTubers that make bad music. There's so many that make bad music that it overshadows the YouTubers that actually do make good music. The whole KSI section is just like, I'm still a huge KSI fan. So it really disheartens me that his whole comment section has devolved into just saying L song, L take, change the beat, change to this, change to that. It all happened after the thick of it, which is very annoying. Because before that, everyone loved that he was making music. Everyone was like, God damn, this guy can make music. But after the thick of it, and the Gen Z brain rot, the Gen Alpha brain rot that has taken over the internet, I feel so out of place. Like, am I in the wrong? In a separate point entirely, I had to look up what SYBAU, yeah, SYBAU meant. I'm getting old. Okay, I'm getting old because I had to look up acronyms these days. This video does not have a structure or a very good structure. I just kind of had to get this off my chest because it happened after I listened to Catch Me If You Can and Romcom. I recently listened to this. If you want to see me talk about any other YouTubers, or you want to recommend me any other YouTubers that make very good music, I know there's Quad Egg and James Marriott, but if you want me to cover any other musicians, maybe you didn't like what I said, maybe you hate me, you hate my guts, you know, just let me know. And I have a message for all of the people in this list that I just talked about. If you need a producer, hit me up. Can YouTubers make bad music? Wait, no. They can.